started. Okay. By the way, sorry that I'm looking right side. Just my laptop is here, my camera
Yes,
is
I
here, and my main
understand.
monitor, and yeah,
Don't
so
worry, I understand. It's understandable. Everything's clear.
yeah.
The same situation I've
Okay.
had all the time.
Let me check if we are live. Okay. It seems that everything is working fine. Okay. Okay, announced it as well. Okay, let me sit into my original position here. Okay,
Yes.
ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, let us know if we can start and if our audio and video quality is good. There is no echo, there is no lag in my stream. Please let me know. Please let us know. Mini, köszönöm szépen 38-at. Mini, thank you for the resub. Could you say something just to test the audio?
Hi, test. Do you hear me?
Can you hear our friends here
Yes.
as well?
What?
No. I'm asking them. If they can hear us. Yeah. Sorry. Halljátok az úriembert? Can you see our guest as well? Or should I add some more volume?
Hello. Hi.
Minnie is saying, she's saying on the chat that you're very familiar, you're very like familiar with your look like to a very famous movie star.
Okay. Some people said me already that.
Yeah,
Said
true, really?
yes.
Nice.
I
Okay.
I saw this.
Okay. Can we start, ladies and gentlemen? Let us know. Let me know if we can start. Hölgyek, urak, a végén tudtok majd kérdezni. At the end of the stream, you will be able to ask questions, ladies and gentlemen, and please let me know if you can start. Please hit that start button on the chat so we can actually start our interview. And yeah, let me know. Hölgyek, urak, kezdhetünk? Indulhat a mandula? Kezdhetünk? Let me add some more voice to you before we go. Oh, okay. Igen? Jó. Okay. Are you down to start as well?
Great.
Okay. Welcome everyone at the very new episode of my Dev Live show. I'm today joined with my guest Aleksey, who is the creator of the game called Total Reload, and I'm very thankful that you joined us today. I'm also very honored, and like I'm always saying, let's start with a little bit of introduction. So please introduce yourself for us.
Hi guys, my name is Aleksey, and I'm a creator of Total Reload. Basically, I'm a main programmer and partly designer of this game, like visual designer. We have been working on this game for 7 years. That's like quite big piece of pile of time which we spend on it. What can I say else apart of this?
What you would like to.
Everything.
Okay.
Oh, okay. It's my introduction. That's why I have to
As an
say
introduction,
something.
you are feel free to say
Oh, yes.
anything, and
Now
then
I
I will
see
ask
how it
my
works.
question. So
Yes. Now I see how it works. Basically, we have been working for 7 years
okay.
from like end of my uni. We joined with my colleague, which is like Alexander. Probably know him.
Yeah, we
Uh,
talked with him too.
he
Yeah.
made me familiar friend with you. Yes. Basically, we finished our education in uni and decided what should we do in future,
Okay.
like for observable future. And after some like period of time before leaving the uni, we decided to start this massive project which called this total reload. Yes. Um, the idea of the project came from a few games, to be honest.
I guess
Basically,
from
it was,
Portal games, right?
yes, it's like mainly, how to say, we tried to transfer feeling of Portal, partly, like, uh, we was inspired with, we were inspired with, Antichamber, do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Antichamber, Towers of Principle, uh, yes, Portal, of course, and and that's main games. I don't want to say more because it uh, would would give you some like
Spoilers.
yes, spoilers to make you like think like, oh, you copied or like you looked at this piece of game and you got it from it. Even now we have this like comparison with Portal. We don't have portals in this game at all. Basically, no portals at all. But people when see the picture say like, oh, it's Portal, but I enjoy it and add it to wish list.
Yeah, I mean, I
It's
mean, I always say this that like nowadays it's very hard to make a very unique craft, even if it's a video game, and not be influenced by anything, right? So in due to the fact that we live in this world every day and we consume products like video games or books or anything, we will be influenced by some way of or another, right? By games. So it's impossible to like not be influenced by any of those games. So
yes, yes,
and even if we are influenced, we will like have something put into that game that we are crafting by ourselves. So I don't think it's a bad thing that like people compare your game to Portal, because for them they loved Portal and they see a similar game that has something
yes.
that is vibing
I
with Portal, and it's a good thing in my opinion. Like
I would say it's you're very right, because like probably in this world today almost everything invented from
exactly,
like
exactly. Like it's
apart from
impossible to
maybe
invent something
hoverboard.
new, right?
Yes, it's really hard to invent
Yeah,
something new like
yeah,
um
exactly.
kind of impossible thing, but we still try to instill some like unique things, unique mechanics in this game, which is we didn't see in any game at all.
I see.
Basically, puzzles, which is like represent the connections of which presented as a connections of wires, like we call them wires, which player has have to connect among the game, like during he playing in it, and basically, now we have doubt about this main mechanic because one of the main mechanic because play enjoy it, really enjoy it, yes, and we gave already small tiny piece of the game which contains, Alexander said 20%, but I wouldn't say that because the difficulty of this game increase not like linearly, it will increase like exponentially, I guess, at some point. Yes, and um, but it's not the most like hard thing which we boomed in during the game dev process. The hardest thing is invention of artificial intelligence, which
I see.
we're still working on. It's basically a artificial network which instilled in game, and it's supposed to talk with player uh, during he makes some actions,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's analyze his actions when
Wow.
in another way it's I would
Okay.
say when player plays this game, the game plays with him. Basically, we
Okay.
try to instill this feeling, yes, but still struggling with it. And in our demo, players didn't see it at all because we off this feature now.
Okay, okay, exclusive informations. Okay, love it, love it.
Yes.
And that's a very good thing that, like what you said, that the game plays with you, not just the player plays with the game. That's very awesome and very unique. Yeah,
It's not like just some text on the screen. We're trying to make player think, not think. Actually, player should know he plays with some additional player, which really look at his action,
okay,
esteem his decisions, and give advices with voice. Basically, we have two versions of voice English and I wouldn't say additional voice to not to make spoilers, but a few versions of voice which sounds like natural person, which like produce a feeling you are like interact with person, but okay, you can't talk with him by your voice with your voice, but still you can hear him, and in real time he give you advice and make you like think about things,
Nice,
yes,
nice, very
review,
nice, very nice,
etc.
very nice, very nice. Okay, cannot wait to see that. Okay, nice, 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 nice. Okay, so my first question would be like, what was your very first contact with video games as a player and also like as a developer, as yourself now?
Oh, the very first concept was multiplayer game
Okay.
with drones which fly in air. Basically, at the end of uni, we decided to make game.
No, 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 no. You misunderstood me. Sorry, sorry. What was your
First
very first
concept,
contact? Contact,
yes,
contact. Oh yeah,
concept or
contact,
contact.
contact, contact. Like, what was your very first game that you played as a player, as a player?
Ah, sorry,
Not
yes.
concept. No, 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 no.
My
Sorry to
first
interrupt.
concept, yes, sorry,
It's okay. It's okay. It's
yes.
okay.
As a player, I played probably I think Crash Bandicoot was like the first game which I ever played. Maybe yes. It's like it
He's there.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I noticed this thing. It was on uh, not on the PlayStation. I didn't have this device. It's called probably PlayStation. Yes, PlayStation actually.
PlayStation. Yeah.
Old with CD.
Yeah.
Yes, I played it on uh, with my friend. Basically, we had like this experience.
I see. I see. And what was the first transition like when you really decided to not just play games, but like, you wanted to make games? Have you always had that like idea of making games before you went to university, or was it something
Yes,
that it started
yes,
at
yes.
university?
Yes, yes. I had always this idea to create something new, something like is connected with programming.
I see.
Basically, I have doubts between producing some devices like
Okay.
phones or maybe computers
Okay.
and working with it, but like I decided to make games because it's more fun and interesting. And I would say it requires teamwork to
I
make a
see.
good product.
Okay. Okay. And so when you first like started making this game Total Reload with your colleague and friend, was it hard to make the first step in order to like really start this game
I
making
wouldn't
career of
say it
yours?
was hard. I wouldn't say it was hard at
Okay.
start. We decided quite quickly about like to make a game.
Okay.
We tried to collect a team, but the obstacles came after that. Basically, some team decide not to do, some team decide to do another things, or part of team get out from our like team, and all the time we had this like problem with uh, people which tried to make something with us, but at the end decide not to do, not to have connection or like uh, not to deal with like such hard things like because I would say it's like indie game development, it's a very hard thing. It requires a massive amount of time
True.
to research, to try to test basically.
True. True. True.
That's why like people at first time people think it's quite easy. Oh, let's do something like on weekends. Like I will spend half of hour like on it, and very quickly they understand like they basically we can't do anything in half of hour.
True. True.
It's
True. True.
like
True.
hard. Yes.
Yeah. You don't realize the time frame until you really start it, right? So you first have to start,
Uh,
and then after you will realize that it requires so much more time than just 1 hour, like you said before.
No, if you will talk about me, I thought like it will be 3 times easier, but
Oh,
it
okay.
turns out it's 3 times harder,
Oh, okay.
yes, but not 10, 20 times at least as people think, which interact with us. Yes,
Yeah, but you state that that's the most important thing, right? That your
yes,
colleagues did
it's,
not because they probably might not have the passion for it that much like you did. So
yes, you have to have patience and real like trust and belief, and you
true,
have to try to contribute something from you, like some like unique ideas.
true,
You you shouldn't just like say something like, "Oh, let's try this idea," and you will not do anything after that. You supposed to explain your idea, why it's interesting. You have to check it, show like how cool it is, and after that, you have to work
True.
and try and produce. Yes.
True, 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 true. Okay, so what it will be a more personal question now that I will ask from you. So I hope you don't mind it. So, what about your family and close friends? Were they supportive about your decision that you went into making your own games? How do you feel about that?
Yes, my family is very supportive about
Okay,
this because they see my progress. Basically, I show them results. They don't
okay,
understand much things about it. They just see like cool. I don't understand how does it work, but
okay,
I understand it's really hard to do to achieve such things. Um, Close friends, yes, uh, I have really a small amount of close friends, only
okay.
one or two, and they are quite supportive. Yes.
I see, I see. Do you believe, by the way, that it's important for you to have that supportive surrounding around you
Yes,
in order
yes, we
to
understand.
to have success?
Yes, we understand how it is important for me. Probably one friend don't believe in idea at the end, and he suggests me, let's go on my walk and walk with me because like it's easier when you are working on like the project is quite like standard pipeline, deadline. You will not like all the day hang with your game. You will hang with us like and it's much easier. Like I would say yes, it's true a bit. Like yes, the thing is he works on work. He really spend time to go to work on his work, to think about work. But I would say in my case, it's more like uh, it's not it's not only work. It's like hobby. It's life. It's like idea. Like you are not working. You are trying to achieve some point, which is really important for you. It's more than work.
True, true.
I think the same for Alexander
True,
too.
true, and it's very understandable. Like it's more of a goal for a personal goal, right? To
Yes,
some
yes.
achievements. Yeah,
Because we even try more if we would work on just standard work. We spend more time, like more efforts, more ideas. Like sometimes we with Alexander we interact, discuss some ideas, a bit arguing. After that, we find solutions and somehow we move forward.
true, true, true. That's interesting that what you have said is very true in my opinion because like I feel like at the end of the day what people don't not understand if like people like you and me are chasing some dreams and goals which are not just go to a job and get some money and go home and do it all over again, but you are really trying to make something bigger in my opinion, because we could say that it's bigger to make your own game, right, than just go to a job and maybe not even develop yourself for better. What people do not understand is like it's much more work, right? So it requires much more
Yes,
time than just work 8 hours a day and get your salary
yes,
at the end of the
yes.
month.
Of course, like it's not just standard work. It's like your child. Some people say it's your
Yeah,
child.
true,
I
true, true.
say
That
yes.
that I got
It's
a lot
kind
from
of
other developers as well at my show. Yeah,
yes,
and it's very
connection
true in my
exists.
opinion. Yeah,
Yes, it's you can just drop it and say, "Oh, I'm not going to do it." I
yeah,
just
true,
say,
true, true, true.
"Okay." It's like your achievement, your yes, kind of your achievement, your like result, your product. Uh, you probably can spend all your time to achieve some progress in your like
True.
hobby, work,
And
like
not just time, but emotions, money, right? So
yes.
everything basically from your life, what it requires. So
Yes, it requires many things. You are right,
true,
like emotions, money. Basically, I would say it's like uh, massive, like uh, it requires massive amount of your intention, I would say.
true, true, true,
Uh,
true, true. Yeah, very true, very true. Yeah. Okay, so and let's talk about the game itself as well. So you were talking about the influence, what influenced the game, and also the mechanics. What about like the difficulty that you were talking about a little bit? What was the goal with the difficulty? Was it like a goal that you would like to make a bit harder game for the audience, or was it like somewhere in between, like middle ground?
Oh, basically, we had a few options of this game
Okay,
in many levels, and we have different versions of difficulties of this game.
okay,
But our main aim not to make player feel bad because he can't solve or find solution. Our aim is to make him able to solve these
okay,
hard puzzles.
okay.
The difficulty is quite hard, I would say. Yes, it increased, and we are more like old school developers, gamers. We like hard game, which is really make people think how to solve
True,
everything
true, true,
in
true.
front of you, but you can't find out basically all mechanics which you know you have to use in a specific way, which you didn't use before. Yes,
True.
it's quite it's quite hard to invent such levels. I would say Alexander achieved a good result with it. Some levels um, from the game make me surprised how hard and interesting they are. Yes, literally, me who invent all these tasks and solve them quite kind of transparent for me. But still, I was surprised about some levels how interesting they are.
Okay, nice to hear that. Okay, love it, love
I
it, love
think,
it. Okay,
hope
so
players.
I believe that all of us creators, like you as well, who create their own crafts, let's say now we stay at games, so who create games, we all are into put our inner self into the game. Is it true for yourself as well? Like when you were creating this game throughout the process, there were a lot of experiences, memories, or something from you that you were willing to put into the game as a message or as something that people can find out and if so they can relate
Uh,
to you as a person. Do you feel like that?
uh, Basically, we put into this game more even when we have
Okay,
or we had now.
okay,
We develop ourselves to put more. But if you are trying to hint about some Easter eggs or something like that, yes, we instill something in this game. Probably, uh, yes, in some early version of demo version of this game, you probably was be able to see our contacts, even with WhatsApp contact, yes, and some hidden information. Even now, some Easter eggs in this game exist, and if player will stuck in some situation and don't will not do anything, he can see how the game behave. Like the game will start to try to show something for him,
okay,
but it's really difficult Easter.
okay. I see, I see. So let's get back a little bit to like the AI that you were talking about. You were talking about that there will be like this method or mechanic in your game that will like instantly talk to players. So is it based on every action of the player? For example, if the player will be standing in one place, then the artificial intelligence will tell him, for example, that hey, you should move your ass or something funny, or is it like something like that that we should think
Uh,
about?
Basically, artificial intelligence, which we introduce in this game, it's not something um, standard which you see. Actually, every artificial intelligence, it's quite unique thing, I would say.
Okay, okay, okay,
The standard user wouldn't be able to see the difference, but yes, you probably know about ChatGPT.
yeah,
Yes, massive machine which get um, string text request from the user and
okay,
reply back. So yes, in our game is kind of the same technique. Basically, it looks and the Steam player actions, look at his decisions and process everything. Based on it, it decides what to say, uh, should it joke or to make advice about his actions, what should it do. And the main thing, apart from this, it's supposed to work real time. It's the hardest thing for us, not only real time, it's supposed to pronounce the words with emotions and the feelings, how to say, not just standard robot without any exterminations, like without um, feelings. It says the string, and you're supposed to feel it's like kind of a real person sit next to you, look at your actions, and suggest something
I
to
see.
you,
I see.
and provide storyline, of course.
I see. Okay. By the way, it's a game which had or has or they has like very similar AI solution. It's the finals. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that game. I was
No,
shocked
no,
that
really.
at the game called Finals. I read it like half or 1 year ago that the game called Finals uses AI voice too, and the announcers, the woman and the man announcer, the male and the female announcers are based on real human voices, but the AI were thought of these people's voices, and when they, for example, it's a multiplayer PvP game basically, and every action is like commented. Uh, it's so AI voice is like commentating like every action of yours. I'm not sure if you're
Uh,
familiar with that
yes,
game. You should
yes.
check it out. By the way,
Um,
it's very
it's like
interesting because it's using the same mechanic that you were talking about now, or
basically
similar.
similar, quite similar, but how to explain? First of all, like it doesn't comment actions, just action by itself,
Oh,
kind
okay,
of connected wires. It's like analyze your actions, and based on this, based on results which you achieved and which
okay.
you did before, it provides like deep analyzing and deep answer. It
Oh,
even can provide you like kind of storyline based on your
so it's
actions.
more
Not
personal. I
just
see. I
like,
see. I see.
yes, it's more personalized, more unique, more like the main thing make it's make the person, the player, to make him feel he plays, and then next to him behind the screen sits real person which speaks in microphone, which is good quality, and give him real advices and storyline. I saw, yes, I know about games with artificial intelligence, early versions, like old versions.
It's rare, by
Uh,
the way. So I wasn't saying it's common thing. It's rare. As far as I know, I only heard about this game that I was mentioning right now, the finals. But in finals, it's working. It's working very good. But like you said, as for your game, it's like more personal. And the finals is like more strict. You know, just
we're still
some
working on it.
actions are. Sorry.
We're still working on this mechanic, basically trying to introduce it. Yes, by itself, artificial intelligence. It's not that like fresh thing. I would say my mate from work basically have been working on such artificial intelligence
Okay.
game probably 10 years ago on his mobile phone. He did something kind of Angry Birds, but with uh, artificial replies from AI, like AI replied something like on actions, give feedback on players' actions. So kind of such things was he have been doing on the phones, to be honest, on Android.
I see. Okay. Okay, so you mentioned before that if I'm correct, it took you like 7 years so far to work on this game, right? And you are
Yes.
still like planning to like until the finish to work some more time on it. So how have you been feeling about it? That this project of yours and your friends and colleagues required so much time. Was it like a hard process to get through all these years? How do you feel about that? Was it an emotional hard process to get through?
Um, to be honest, I feel about it like if it will get success or if wouldn't be if we even will not get success, we will work on artificial intelligence and mechanic which we provide in this game. Basically, we see players' reaction, and it's quite good. I wouldn't say it's like negative or like. Of course, some people say, "Oh, Portal, I hate it," and I hate this game.
Don't listen
I,
to
I,
them. Don't listen
I
to
can,
them.
yes, I can understand how it's possible to hate Portal and hate even puzzle games. Okay, we
People are
don't.
just like that. People are lazy
Yes,
to
yes,
use their brains,
yes,
so
of
don't worry
course.
about that.
Of course, yes, and they when people judge us, they usually compare with really massive like companies, say something like, "Oh, it's like worse," or "Oh, they even did it better than somebody before." Like when some people compare our control system and said like it's even better than in Portal. Like so comfortable. We were surprised about such like mentioning comparison. Yes, we think basically we will work on maybe we will move to multiplayer. Actually, it's Alexander's dream. He says, mention about this all the time. And we started this game as a multiplayer game, but we changed our mind because it turns out it's really hard to make multiplayer because basically we have to invest more money, which we don't have even now, yes. And I think in future, if we will have a good results from this game, we will move to multiplayer
I
one.
see.
Yes, of course.
I
It's
see.
really interesting for us.
Nice, 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 nice. Okay. And so what is the goal with the release date of your game? When we can see
Uh,
the full game? What
um,
can you say about
right
that?
now, our release date is, as I not miss something, it's 30 or no 20th of October, as I remember, as far as I remember.
Oh, so this year,
Mm,
this year.
Yes, of course, this year.
Okay.
But I feel like we have to move a bit with because of artificial intelligence. We have still massive problem with it because we can't like just drop it into to players and say like deal with it as you want to. Like it's not on. I would say to do such things. That's why we probably I'm not sure, but we definitely will try to instill this artificial intelligence idea. And also, the thing is, this game was developed for different platforms, of course, PC, Mac, Linux, and we still didn't release for Mac and for Linux. But right now, I'm preparing release for Linux. I think players with Linux will be happy because I enjoy ability to play on different platforms, and when you appreciate your audience, it's always good.
True, true, true,
We,
true.
we always try to make them feel happy about
True, true.
their ability to play.
Yeah. You're talking about releasing the game on other platforms. Are you planning to release it on consoles as well, like
Yes,
PlayStation,
we
Xbox,
we
Switch?
have this intention
Okay,
and strong idea to release on consoles, definitely Xbox and PlayStation. We definitely want to
okay,
release on these platforms, and but we still didn't check it on them.
I see.
But yes, but as next step, it's like a good idea to release on it.
I see. Okay. And are you also planning like to have some physical editions in the future? Are you planning to do that, like some boxed disc version of your game as well for collectors?
Yes, even now we have like ability. We didn't use completely this ability to provide achievements. If you're talking about this, uh, yes, we
Not
have
just
planned.
achievements, but I was talking about like the disc version of the game, like the physical version of
Disk
the game.
version.
Yeah.
To be honest, we didn't think about disk version because we are not sure about is it necessary to provide disk versions because it's quite huge money investment. To be honest, we already tried to be familiar with prices and was like, is it really necessary if player can download it and play
Yeah, but I
from?
mean, if you were talking about you being old school, an old school player who appreciates like hard games, it's also true that as an old school player, you should know that we appreciated this
Yes,
version of the game, right?
I
So
know, I know. But if our financial situation
yeah,
will
I
allow
understand it.
us,
It's totally understandable.
yes,
I was just
of
joking
course,
around about it. Yeah.
yes, yes, of course. If our situation will allow us and if it will be reasonable, yes, of course, we will try to produce disc versions, but still confused about it. And I told buy and like have doubts about like disc production.
Yeah, because
Then
like in my opinion, since your audience who will play your game is like much more of those players who appreciate old school games, as because like you said, it's a much harder game and it really resonates with the old school era games, which we all love, you and me as well. I think that people could resonate with the physical editions of the games as well, because
Uh,
back in like 10 years ago we used to buy discs, right?
I
So
understand. I understand you.
yeah,
Yes, we thought we had doubts about disc version actually, but we thought about some additional additions to the game, like this robot. We thought about model of characters of this game, like
yeah, or
something
some
like
toys, some figures, yeah,
toys. Yes,
yeah.
we thought about it, but still, yes, we have this like as a plan for future, but. All depends on financial situations in our case, to be honest. Yes.
I see.
The main thing for us, it's like release on store, look on how player plays, fix bugs, any like make player to give full possibility to play, and if everything will go on well, we will move forward with it.
I see. Okay. So, a more personal question again. So, how do you feel about how have you changed as a person throughout all those years that you were making your own game, from being a game dev into other territories of your life? So, and what skills also have you picked up from being a game dev to other territories of your life?
Yes, I understand you. It's quite philosophical question, I would say. I would say people change themselves all the time, literally every day. Yesterday we promised something to people, but tomorrow we're supposed to keep these words.
True, true,
But
true, true.
we don't know about
And that's the
such
hardest
things
part,
like
right?
this part. You changed. You already not the person you was yesterday, literally, but you must to keep your word.
True.
So yes, the game changed us as anything in this world. Literally, I can't say uh, all changes in me,
Okay.
like, but I definitely know I can make this like precise introspection, like to analyze myself. Some things I can say like it make me more mature, I would say,
Okay.
make me made me more like as a person which relies on his own strengths and uh, made me as a person which see in people like ability to develop themselves. I think these crucial things which I developed in me.
Okay. Okay. And so, as for future skills, what skills would you like to pick up for yourself as a video game
Uh,
developer that you would like to evolve
uh,
in?
Probably you will not trust me, but I'm already trying to improve my language skills. Apart from English, I'm trying to improve
Why
my
wouldn't I
Chinese.
trust you? I trust you. Like, why do you
Okay,
say that?
okay. Because it's like not it doesn't have direct connection to the game dev. Chinese.
I mean, it
Uh,
has. No, no, you are not right about that, in my opinion, because it
Okay,
has.
okay.
Communication is very important, right?
Yes, it's not only the communication and it's learning the language. It's like changing your mind and
True, true, true,
understanding
true,
the
true.
things.
Also learning about other people's culture as well,
Yes,
right?
other people, countries, culture, and it's changing of your mind, make you think in the way as another people think, and you probably even do not see how your mind changes,
True,
but it definitely change it.
true,
And
true.
right now, I am develop this skill, and also I am work with artificial networks, basically all
You
my.
could connect those two, right? Also,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm trying to, but I would say artificial intelligence, neural networks, it's quite hard thing. It's really difficult thing and time consumptive thing, which sucks all my time to improve my skills to make it really answer something like more just like I am baby like 2 years old, like hi bye.
What most of the people do with AI, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah, yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting if a new technology comes out, like AI came out some years ago. People are like having fun with it, but at the very basic level, most of them, right? But
Yes,
it's
yes.
very good that there are people like you and your colleague who are trying to mess with it on a way higher level and to understand it. It's very good because, in my opinion, if we really would to like go to that level of understanding AI, it really could help us in a very good way, because some people are afraid of AI, but in my opinion, if we use it right, it can really help us, not just
Yes, of
at our
course.
everyday life, but also grow as a person, like you said. I was talking with a good friend of mine about it off stream, and he was telling me that it was very interesting experience for him, that uh, even if he were like learning English by any teacher in real life, he did not understand, and his mind wasn't like understanding the things that the teacher was teaching to him in English. But when he like started learning English with AI, he was like, okay, I understand English. I'm now better
Yes,
in
yes.
English, and it's very
It's
interesting, right? That
it's
AI
crucial
understand the
thing.
people in us. It seems.
Yes, I would say it's really crucial thing to learn English, not just like with textbooks. And it's better to learn it with somebody who knows it, or try or practice even with AI, because you make connections probably in your brain, in your mind, and you it's I would say you have like context of learning, not just like seeing one word and meaning
Yeah,
and nothing else
like
apart
all
from
those
it.
mobile apps, right?
Yes,
Duolingo and
yes, yes,
I'm not
yes,
saying they are bad, right? But it's just like it's
yes.
not that level of knowledge.
Of course, yes, I agree. Completely agree with you in
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
case.
yeah. Okay, okay. And so, what about like the future? Are you already have like other games in plans with your colleague?
Uh, future of this game or
No,
which
no, no.
one?
Future of other games. Like, do you have like other game plans with your
Yes,
colleague, with your friends?
we basically we have how to explain this game. Total Reload already has a base to develop new one.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
like an engine which we improve all the time, introduce, and we can move it to
Oh, is it your own
another.
engine? I didn't recall that. Is it your own engine?
How to explain? Here's like a few engines, and one of them, of course, NVIDIA physics engine. Yes,
Okay,
it's not our engine,
okay.
but part of engine we wrote for like this game completely from scratch.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Uh, Yes, in some kind of course, I think in any game, to be honest, every game developer has his own engine. Even if it's really simple game like tic-tac-toe, anyway, it has like own engine inside. The more difficult game, the more difficult engine inside of
I
it.
see. Okay, okay. So throughout all those years that you mentioned, you were working, or you were working on your game. What was the hardest part, if you could mention, or hardest parts of your
Hardest
game
part,
development process?
I would say the hardest part of this game is AI. And
Okay.
before AI, I had we introduced this thing which like allowed to player to leave the burn ray on any surface. We have lasers in these games, and player can write something with lasers on walls, on anything, on basically the thing is like to provide an ability to write on walls and anything with lasers. But right now we switched off this ability because we don't see like uh, game dev, how to explain, we don't see the usage in game. It's just like fun and energy process consumptive, like takes much resources
I
of
see.
this like game, but still it works. And I have doubts. I think we will switch it on in game because it's really cool. And I, as a like old gamer and the person who trying to do something which like is impossible to do, or like which forbidden in this game. And I would say it's really cool to give ability to write on wall, to draw on walls with laser, and look how like things happen, how does it interact. Also, apart from writing on walls, this game contains, I would say, it contains more things which players see inside on the surface. Many things right now, even probably in production game, in result, we will off them because like we have planned to move them on second version of game with multiplayer. Like we have splitting of lasers, like reflection of lasers from wall, which actually quite difficult, I would say, because player can make like loop with lasers, and laser will infinity draw like on the surface and make massive hit on the like performance of this game. But everything works, I would say. Things like artificial intelligence, lasers, drawing on walls, yes. But the hardest thing I would say is artificial intelligence.
I see. Okay. Okay, so let's get back to a little bit for the story part of the game. So you were telling us that there is like a core story in the game that we would have to solve, and also the addition part comes with the AI that will be more on a personal level to the player who plays the game. So how those two connect together?
Uh, how artificial AI, how AI describe a story to player,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how
But
it,
you were telling us that it's not just AI who tells the story, but there is like a core story as well in the game, right? If I'm understanding it
oh,
correctly.
yes, I
And how
understand.
how they
Yes,
are
yes.
connected together? Like how is the
Uh,
personal story which is told by AI to the player, and also like the core story which has been written to the whole core game is connected together.
to be honest, it's not like you described right now. It's
Okay,
a bit different from you described.
okay,
So here's like a few storylines. Basically, the main story, which lies on the surface, which everybody knows, and we wrote it on the team on shop page,
okay,
like who can play and tries to achieve and reload the world. Basically,
okay.
it's like a story. Second story, it's a story about like how to hide spoilers, but okay. The first thing, uh, it's a kind of a jail, like it's a prison for
Okay.
mind. This game,
Okay.
all action happens in special room, which player probably will be see how called in game. Yes, and it's kind of uh, prison for mind,
I
and
see.
it's everything I can explain about on this at this point for you. Yes, it's second storyline, and now about the connection artificial intelligence with storylines, how it's connected exactly. You kind of hard to explain without examples. Basically, uh, okay, uh, uh, I'm trying to simulate the situation
It's okay. It's
and
okay. It's okay.
not spoil many things about this game. But basically, in easiest way, which I can describe, basically player can go to the door, try to insert the wire to the connector to pin in. We call it as developers pin in into the door, and door will be opened, and artificial intelligence will say like, you did such actions in this way. Basically, you uh, would be able to achieve results in this way because in another way because Mindy, another character from this game, in the past tried to achieve this result in this way, and it lead to some destruction of
Oh, I
things
see, I
that
see,
we
I see, I see now.
explained.
I see now, I see
Basically,
now, I see now. So it's like more reflecting to the past actions in some way.
yes,
I
it's
see.
it's reflecting past actions and also not only past, it's also can like explain like we think you could do such thing in this way to achieve this thing,
I
but
see.
okay, like
I
you
see.
and insert some a joke like wouldn't compare you with somebody like it's fine.
I
Kind
see.
of.
I see. Okay. And is it possible to like miss something from the story with being the help of that connection? As you told us that there is like also a personal level of storytelling by AI. Like, is it possible to miss some key story elements from the game? Because, for example, that I'm as a player like mess up something and I do something
Yes,
not
yes, I
in
understand.
that way that AI will like reflect to me.
Right now, at this stage, we research how player plays.
Sorry.
We literally look at almost at, no, we look at some players, at streamers, and research how they read text, how they understand, perceive information. And I would say yes, we miss almost everything. We basically just uh, solve puzzles and do not do anything. That's all. Like I think artificial intelligence suppose I think it's must like introduce the thing which allow player to go deeper, to try
I see.
to
I see.
experiment, to interact with it somehow.
So
Like
it will be the help to not miss story elements.
yes,
I see. I
one
see.
of
I
the
see. I
things that
see. I
will
see. I see.
help.
It will be like a rule for the game, right? Which we have to follow because we cannot do another way. I see. I see.
Actually, in this game, almost I would say no rules. Of course, in any game, main core mechanic is a rule,
Yeah.
but we tried to make this feeling player can do anything whatever he want.
Okay.
Basically, connect wires in different ways. Yes, we didn't want to make artificial intelligence as a like um, lawyer or rule giver
I
or
see.
like
I see. I see. I see.
somebody.
It's like more of
It's
a fun experience to tell a story,
it's
right?
yes, it's a person which sits behind the screen, and you can get feedback from him based on your action. You can listen to him. You can like try to not to listen him and get feedback what he replies to you, how like he describes his story and giving you information based on your actions.
I
It's
see.
like main thing we should still like hide from anybody from
I
apart
see.
from us.
I see. Okay. Okay. Do you think like there will be like playthroughs of your game? Well, it will be out that you might have not expected by the way of AI.
Uh, Actually, yes, it can happen. Yes, we have such. I had such experience. It tries to out of control, tries to say something it shouldn't say right now. But okay, it fix itself. This system tries to stabilize itself, but still, sometimes I think like, what are you going to say the next after that? Because you already gave it right now, and at the next stage it like glues some things which we even didn't like instill inside of it, and I was like, great, you invented this. Okay, at least it's not like
We didn't know that we invented this, right?
just I mean, I didn't expect. I'm not reliable for this
But that's the
result.
very nicest feeling about it, right? So
I would say it's yes. It's kind of I didn't expect it. Like I I wouldn't say I saw something in this world like apart from ChatGPT, of course, but still it requires a kind of time to wait its answer and it doesn't say with voice, but still quite cool thing I would say.
I see. I see. Okay. Okay. So about the voice of AI that we will be able to hear in the game. If you would like to answer, it's okay. If not, that's also okay. Like my question would be like, will it be like a real human being who were thought to the AI to give his voice to the players? Like, will it be like a
Uh,
real human being who we will be
yes,
able
the
to
thing
hear?
is, the thing is the voice will sound like real human
Okay,
voice. Like not like robot voice. We think it's hard for us to make feel the human being behind the screen. It's really hard and really hard to synthesize it's real time.
I
It's
see.
called like real time synthesizers. Like also we can even I can even explain. We use um, fast neural networks in this
Okay,
project. Yes, kind of interesting thing if people understand about it.
okay, okay. And is it based like on a real human being's voice?
Uh, yes, some are like real actors
Oh, okay.
used as a
Are they
samples.
like mixed together, or it's only one person?
It's like synthesized
Okay,
voice. We used real person samples, but we can adjust them a bit and change. Literally possible to
oh, I
change
see, I see,
the
I
very
see. So it's
sound,
like not
right?
very similar to his voice or to her voice. I see, I see.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We're not trying to make just copy of somebody's voice. We're
Yeah, I
trying to
get
make
that. Yeah, yeah,
voice
yeah.
which
Okay, okay, okay. Will we be able to know more about the AI in the game in its story? Like, will we be able to understand his or her motives, or or why
Motives.
he's
Uh,
or she helping us,
um,
or he
in
or
game,
she helping us.
in game, yes, but I can't spoil about
Yeah,
this.
understandable. I'm just asking that if we will be able to learn
Uh,
more about.
Uh, yes, on the surface, if you would just like do actions without trying to find explanations and motives, ideas, you won't be able to find out anything about this game. Probably you won't be able even finish it. I'm not sure actually. But if you will try to understand, to look on the surrounding, on changes in the world. Actually, I didn't mention this world changes during the gameplay.
Okay.
Probably I think nobody noticed during like in the demo version, but if people will return back, they probably would notice like some things changed in game.
Okay.
We used it like part of storytelling.
I see. And how that works? Like if you go back to the game after like pausing it, it changes or.
No, like when you okay, I will explain a bit. It's like the thing which on the like base storyline. It's like in game he is like one character. And if nobody saw it until now, I don't know, like probably nobody saw. In the best case, probably people would be able to see its shade as an Easter egg. Uh, yes, and what I'm going to say, yes, when you're playing, when you play, solve puzzles, this character moves around and fix game. Basically, change. Probably you saw like walls which ruined, like with holes.
Yeah.
Gradually during the gameplay, during the player plays this game, it fixes walls, um, obstacles, frame of this world, such things which make like people, person see like surrounding is fixing gradually.
Okay. I see. Okay. So if you would have to say an ultimate message of your game, what would that be? Like what is the core message of your game that you would like to give out to the people when they play your game and your colleagues'
Oh,
game as well?
in such short phrase, one message like ultimate message.
Yeah.
Okay,
What would that
okay,
be?
like. mm, Okay, okay, it's hard. We used when we developed this game, we used to compress all ideas in one sentence, like the players which like walk in the surrounding to solve puzzles and plays with like artificial intelligence. But with one message, like a game of this game, uh, um, I don't know, try to finish it, I guess. It's hard. It's ugly. I don't know. I didn't think about it. Yes, I didn't say this,
Yeah,
but
but at the end
probably
of the
like,
day, what would you like to think when they like finish the game? Do
ah,
you have like a message with the story or the gameplay that people should understand after they play it through?
message when I finish. Probably I misunderstand you.
Yeah, so
Uh,
not a message like now giving a message, but like a message. How to explain it? Um, in other words, um, like what I mean about the message, me saying the message is like when you like, for example, read a poem or read a book, and there is like a deep emotional or deep thoughtful thing that people will feel when they like read
yes,
that book, and
core feeling.
what would you like players to feel when they play your game or think of when they play your game, like
I understand you. Yes, it's a core
that
feature.
message that I was talking about, like.
Yes, I understand. It's core thing of
Yeah,
core
yeah. Like
feeling
for
of this
example, there are
game.
books about love. You know that
Yes, yes, I
want you
understand.
to
Core
think
feeling
about
of this
love. There are
game.
books like, for example, to think about somebody's loss and to relate to it. And what your game is about, like.
Um, it's a at first thing, it's a puzzle.
Okay,
Uh, with unique ability to communicate with artificial intelligence.
okay,
Yes, it's kind of core feature. It's a game with like ability uh to have a friend, I would say, which interacts with you. Like such feeling. It should not be like a fake thing, like you understand, like it's like something just say phrases which is like copy paste or like uh has some pattern and just like drop them all the time
I
or
see.
like periodically. It's like somewhere something which lives inside game and really like interact with you. Such feeling, and it helps, and it's your friend which helped you to describe his story and solve the puzzle and finishes like and helped you to know this game.
I see.
This the main thing. It's hard to describe such things when you like do something new, something unique. When you say something about like the thing which you saw before, you can refer to it. Say like, oh, it's a game with portals. Basically, like you make holes and walk inside. Okay, people understand right now how it works, but before I read about like uh, uh, how both of developers try to explain to players or to see vision of players like how they perceive this game, and they wasn't be able to completely like understand how they see it. So they wasn't be able to transfer idea of this game until they gave it to play them.
I see.
So he's a bit the same situation, I would say. New experience, it's kind of hard to transfer.
True, 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 true. Yeah, exactly, because it's your vision and your friend's vision, right? So it won't be like 100% relatable to others as well. Only a few will might understand. Okay, so and do you think like by the personal level of storytelling by AI in your game, people will understand more about themselves as well? Like, do you feel like thanks to that friend that you mentioned, with whom they will be able to talk with throughout finishing your game, they will be able to like really um, get
I
into their
understand.
shoes again and understand themselves more by just playing your
Okay.
game.
Uh, Such a thing. In this game, a game not intended to make player understand themselves.
Okay.
Of course, it's a good idea. I think people will think about themselves and will think about the player behind the screen.
Okay.
I think player will think more about they will think more in way how to make this person behind the screen to describe his story,
Okay.
and we will try to make more actions to make him talk about himself. I think this like the thing which we will try the best to achieve.
Okay. I see. I see. Okay. Do you think like the player behind the screen whom we will be able to talk with as an AI person, it's like you and your friend? Like, are we going to be
Okay.
talking to you through your thoughts?
Yes, of course. It's like a thing which we produced, but it's not me or my friend
Yeah, I
Alexander.
understand it. I'm just saying that it will be like similar to your thoughts and experience and all that with
Yes,
you.
I teach it to make some decisions, but sometimes, as I said before, I surprised about his solutions and the way it okay he tries to explain the
You
things.
spoiled it.
Okay,
It's a
I think
it's a
no.
male.
Okay, everything else.
Sorry.
Yes, sorry, да. Mm,
Okay. Okay. Before we go into like some questions from my community, are you thinking of any other topic that we haven't touched maybe and you would like to talk about?
Even don't know. Maybe if you don't have ideas, any ideas, I ready to answer on any
Okay,
questions. To be
okay,
honest.
okay. I will have some more questions, but let's get into the questions from my
Question.
community. Okay, nice. Okay, so let me know if there is any question. Any question. Bármilyen kérdés. Hölgyek, urak. Bármilyen kérdés. Any question. Oh, okay, there is already a question. Nice. Okay, let me read it. It's in Hungarian. Okay, Mini is asking an interesting question. So Mini is asking that what do you think? Do you think like video games should be like for everyone or should be like a core community? And you would like to like how to explain to let only a few people to play games. Which for you seems more realistic?
I think video games supposed to make people interact with each other. It's my vision. I think
Okay,
the
but do you
main
think like
game.
games are for everyone?
I think yes. In the like in ideal case, I think ge- uh, people should be able
You
to
said it.
understand.
You said it in a ideal case, but we are not living in a ideal world, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm not sure, like in real life, is it possible to make like people which never played game to understand it? I know,
Exactly,
like
exactly, exactly.
yes, I
And
know, like I had this idea in
yeah,
my head before I gave answer. Yes, if I will give a controller to my granny or grandpa, they wouldn't be able to interact
true,
actually
true,
with this
true, true,
game.
true, true, true.
But in, I would say for people from our generation, if I will judge from us, like to future, I think it's great thing to make game which people like even old people in future would be able to play.
True,
And that's why I think like in future the game should be understandable, playable for any like
true,
people.
true, 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 true. But yeah, in ideal.
Idea, yes. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
sure.
because I always say that since gaming in general become mainstream, it's like really a lot of people who are not passionate about games are very judgy, right? About
Yes,
games. So it's a very bad thing, and it's like for those people like you who appreciate and like me who appreciate like hardcore games. It's like very rare nowadays to find those people, right? To who really
yes,
appreciate those old school
yes, yes,
hardcore core games
yes,
that
and,
really like
and
just made me think and made us or made us sorry to be better at games. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, another question, by the way, and thank you for the question and the answer as well. Okay. Uh, do you think like it would be better to have more games that require to pay for them, like to actually not have free to play games anymore? How do you feel about that?
um, I think it's hard question for me as a developer right
Okay.
now. In the past times, in the past, okay, past, I felt like it's better to make all games like free to play, like and able to play for free. But I understand like it's important to make developers to be able to survive in this world. That's why
True.
I think at least games supposed to have some like price,
True.
even minimum price to make developer just survive.
And
Yes,
it's
and
not
I
just
wouldn't
that, in
say
my opinion, but it's also what I was talking about before. That like by paying a price for a game, you really like help
yes,
gaming not become such mainstream thing. Because like if
yes,
a game is free to play, then everyone can play it. Which is on one side, it's very good because a lot of people can try it out, contribute to the project. For example, if there are battle passes or in-game purchases. But at the other side of the same coin. Is the same people who will judge the game because it's free. They have the right to judge it, right? So
yes,
it's like that, and I feel like the real problem with like gaming that became mainstream in general is that like so many players
I think
nowadays are playing games that they are some of them are just judging games and not enjoying and playing them, in my
yes,
opinion at
yes,
least.
I agree with you. I can add something like when you buy a game from small team, you support this team, and I
True,
think usually you invest in fresh ideas, probably, or at least you give it a chance to produce something new. The thing
true,
which you
true, 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 true,
it's not stable. We're not like
true.
it wasn't do in factory, and not many people played the
True,
same
true,
game.
true, true,
Was
true,
the main thing like which you support when you
true,
invest
true,
in indie,
true.
like
And
small teams.
what is also very nice in the indie field of video games is that like those people like you who make games by a small team are willing to make unique ideas. They are trying to be like have this more creative space, and I think that in this video game industry now, which we see that these AAA companies are afraid to like have these very unique ideas. But in my opinion, it's not always them to blame. It's not the developers who we should blame, but it's the
Um,
players, because I feel like players who do not understand unique things, like you said before, they will judge the games. Like for example, for your game, that okay, it's just Portal, but yeah, but they haven't even seen the full game, but they are judging it, right? It's stupid. Like, come on, man, why do you judge something that you haven't even seen, right? So
even didn't open it at least.
Yes, 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 exactly. And I hate it. And when I'm always saying this at my dev life shows, that when I started my dev life shows before, like almost a year ago, that was my very real goal with it. Like I see the problem in this video game industry from the player side, that they are most of the players nowadays are not even like trying to understand the games or see that it's like actual human beings who are making the games. And it's a problem. I mean, you can say your opinion, of course, if you don't like the game or there are bugs and you are trying to help the person
Yes,
who
yes,
made that
true.
game, but you can do that on a polite way, right? Then,
Of
hey,
course,
I
yes.
love your game, but there are a few bugs and please fix it, because it makes me hard to go through all these bugs. But no, they are like, oh, your game sucks. Your game is like very bad. Why? Why are you saying that? Like, come on.
In our case, a good thing we did, almost all players didn't notice bugs, or even they had it, we fixed them immediately. And all things which we have right now about our game is like comparison with Portal. But some players literally say, "I never saw Portal in this game. Why you call it Portal?"
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they are probably connecting it to Portal, like because of the look of your game, right? So
Yes, we
the
from the
futuristic
scratch.
look.
From the start, we tried to to transfer this feeling of deep space, of like fog, you probably feel with like massive like construction, and you inside of this like volumetric construction, and it's nothing around, just sound like deep like echo probably. Yes, and yes, we tried to make this atmosphere of kind of portal, not exact portal, but similar to it.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. But it's what we have. Sorry, what we have discussed earlier. That like if you're influenced by something, you like cannot like tell that you're not influenced by it, right? And you're so it's not
yes,
like
yes.
you are inventing something totally like unique that has never seen
Of
before, right?
course,
So
yes,
it's like
yes.
impossible.
Yes, you're completely right here.
Yeah,
Like it's impossible to invent something completely new.
yeah.
You can introduce something new based on nowadays
True,
technologies,
true,
vision,
true.
products around you, even friends' suggestion, but they have like ability to see the games the same
True,
which you
true,
saw.
true, true, true,
Basically,
true, true, true,
to make something really
true.
new.
No, I agree. I agree with you totally. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Okay, so any more questions? Bármilyen más kérdés? And also, again, thank you for the question and answer as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any more question? Bármilyen más kérdés? Bármilyen más kérdés, hölgyek, urak? Any more questions, ladies and gentlemen, that you have? Let us know. By the way, before if there would be any more questions on my chat, so you mentioned multiplayer parts. So are you aiming for like cooperative like multiplayer or PvP or both?
Cooperative
Okay, okay.
multiplayer, yes, players supposed to cooperate and solve the puzzles together. Okay, not the same as Portal, but people will compare with it again, or even with Taos
That will
principle.
stick with you forever, right?
I don't know, they will find they,
you will
some,
fall into your dreams to sleep, and there will be like a portal sign in your dreams, like portal,
uh,
portal.
it's like 50% compare us with Portal, probably 30% with Talos Principle, and 20% with Witness. Yeah, so basically we compared with anything in this world already anti-chamber also, yes, partly, small part. Uh, yes, player, as I said before, we tried to make this game multiplayer from the scratch, and players uh, will be in future if we will move to the stage,
Okay.
ability to interact with each other. We already introduced the system of communication, voice chat, text chat in this game. Now it's switched off completely, but we can on it. Also, yes, and we have already puzzles for multiplayer game, which we conservate for future game. Yes, everything is ready.
Okay. Okay. Will Are you planning to make it like a separate story part, or will it be like in the same story setting as for the
It's
multiplayer?
actually yes, it will be like kind of continuing of this like story,
Oh,
how it
okay, 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 okay.
part of describing another
Can you
thing.
play it alone as well? Like, will you be able?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay,
It's like additional versions.
okay. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. Okay. Okay. Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Does it make you, by the way, angry or sad that people compare your game with Portal? Because we
I
were
think
talking it about a lot, so
I
I'm
think the main thing it's not like comparison with Portal. The main thing is like feeling which the player has when compare it. Uh, if player doesn't pay any attention to your game, it's the worst thing. But when we make player angry when he says like it's copy and try and download it, or like it's like not copy and anyway try to download it, it's kind of good thing. But when player says like, oh, it's copy and don't do anything at all, it's the worst thing. But as we see according to statistics, not much player does such thing, just say something bad and do not do anything, but still exist small amount. Yes, I think it's not bad if say in few words.
Can you get sad about it, or were you sad about it
No, no,
sometimes, or not at all?
I'm not. I'm not sad about it because I think it's good sometimes. How to explain? I would be sad if people wouldn't pay any attention to this game. This case is the worst. But even person knock to your Twitter and say something how to improve your game, how to give your his ideas, vision, um, something, anything apart from like saying nothing. It's like quite good thing to be honest.
Is this mentality of yours were always like that, or is it like something that you have developed throughout the journey of being as a game dev?
Uh, every time when I post something on my social, like people, I see some people activating and write something good, bad, advantages, disadvantages. Uh, it's all the time happens.
Yeah, but this mentality of yours that you like kept understanding that it's good for you, is it something
Ah,
that you already had like before you
uh,
started making your game, or is it something that you developed throughout the journey of making your own game?
I understood now. Sorry.
No, it's okay, it's
Uh,
okay.
yes. How to explain? I already had this experience before. I have been working in company and I saw how things work. Basically, I saw how people produce a product and this product doesn't like um, give any attention from
Okay,
players from outside. It's like catastrophe. This case is a really massive catastrophe. Like and after that, I understood like the best thing is like to get any attention at least. If you will not be able to give any attention, it's like your defeat. Yes, so that's why I see like any comments like good sign of like attention.
I
Even if
see.
it's the comment bad, I always judge like it like as a good thing. Why not? Because we tried, uh we can improve our product in future if a person will give constructive like answer
Feedback or
and
answer, yeah.
provide feedback.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Thank you for that. Okay, any more question? Any more question, ladies and gentlemen? Any more question? Bármilyen más kérdés, hölgyek, urak? So apart from like the multiplayer part that you would like to add to your game, is there any more like additional like experiences that like you would like to add? You said like another story part that will focus
Yes.
more on the multiplayer part, the multiplayer co-op part. Is there anything like new mechanics maybe,
Uh,
or new puzzles?
Basic thing is to make multiplayer and improve our current like achievements in this game.
Okay,
The main thing, yes. I think we won't be able to introduce something extremely new,
I
but
see.
we want to instill this artificial idea inside this game and make it uh, perfect to make really like cool to make people want to interact with game to achieve some story to get
I
story
see.
like from it.
I see. I see. Okay. And so after you will like release the multiplayer part and the story connected to the multiplayer part of this game, what other games would you like to make in the future? What kind of games?
Actually, we didn't think with Alexander too far from this point. We still have like uh, how to explain. We still have opposite visions about some things in multiplayer version. So we didn't look so far, to be honest,
I see.
because
I see. I
we are
see. I see. I see.
we are small team.
Okay. 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 And so, what about the music of your game? Could you tell us more about the part as it comes to the
Music.
music?
So yes, to be honest, this the part which is responsible for music now, Alexander works on it. He first of all he worked with composer, and especially for our game,
Okay.
composer wrote soundtrack for trailer and for gameplay, for game mainly. Right now we got quite of negative feedback about like surrounding ambient sounds in this game. People say like, yes, of course, I agree with them. They said like sounds a bit boring, everything sounds, and they have this atmosphere of like empty space around. They said like it's kind of make us feel like you are in they this atmosphere make people feel actually they are really in such place which I imagine in my head, and they didn't like this feeling, and that's why
They
we
did not like
tried.
being in your
They
head.
didn't,
We could
they
say.
didn't they was like, "Oh, it feels like I'm in this box and nothing around." And actually, some people gave suggestion, like advice to add some ambient music, and I think it's a good idea to add it. And Alexander right now work on it and works on it. And yes, quite soon we will add some music like ambient in this game. Yes.
I see. Okay. 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 I think that I asked a lot of questions,
Yes.
and I'm out of questions for today. But if you can think of anything that we haven't touched, let me know.
Uh,
Let me know if you would like to talk about
uh,
anything
I
more that
think
we haven't
about
touched, even if it's your experiences of making the game or just the game itself.
так, my experience, game itself, just thinking in my head once kind of
Yeah, yeah.
just maybe suggestions to players, to people who wants to make own games.
Okay.
I can share my experience. Basically, I think in game dev it's quite hard to reach some point to get some like uh, end of mounting and be like ready to and be a massive professional in some field because all the time technology moves. When people develop game, for example, me and I read like on articles on the internet,
I see.
people say like they when they start like working on game, they stop at some point and develop not like in general direction. They develop themselves in special separate way.
I see.
Just for example, when you, as I said, like when you're working on something specific like artificial intelligent, you put all efforts on this idea to make it work um, like amazing. You're trying to reach to get maximum from this like mechanic, and you walk on only on this point, walk in this direction. You close your eyes on anything apart from this, and just know only like AE, like that's all. So yes, it's like one thing which happens with developers. Another thing, people suppose should communicate with each other, like when they develop thing. It's not like just communication, like saying something and like perceiving, saying just yes, understand, just without deeply understanding the thing. In indie game dev, I think is when you have a big freedom, but you have a big responsibility for your freedom. Like when you take decisions, you have to be responsible for them. Like, and you have to prove not only for your team, you have to prove it on your for your players to make them look at it and say yes, it's really cool, and we want to see it in game basically. Yes, and it's like the thing which you have to transfer to your team to show it. Just it's quite abstract thing and easy to say, like you should transfer. You should usually when you in my case, when I like describe my situation, usually sometimes, okay, my team member Alexander doesn't agree with me, and I just say something like, okay, I will do it myself and we will see how it will work. And you just literally doing it something like spending time on it. And very often I would say many things I do and people don't see it, and I just drop it away and say like, okay, it useless idea. I will not introduce it into like even in this build, in this like version of game. But some ideas are quite good. Uh, Alexander agrees with them, and we introduce them into the game final version. Basically, of course, we look on how player interact with things, and only after that we release like something new. Actually, before current player plays started playing this game demo version, we had many like tests with our friends. We gave them like game pads, keyboards, looked like how they interact with everything, like collected feedbacks, like sometimes collected bugs very often, okay. And only after that we uh, at some like point we decided, okay, it's time to show at least this like version for players and not make them feel like we are like playing in the product which even not which harm our computers basically.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. Okay, so so you had mentioned that throughout the colleagues and it's hard to let go the team members that you were of our interview. Was it hard to let those?
um, could
Was it hard to let go your team about that? In the
yes, it's at
beginning of
start
our
it was
interview,
hard.
left your company because they weren't to understand that it requires much more work.
And thank you for question, of course. It's a thing which develops you, but it's hard. It's kind of like and said something like, I really want give my vision, my
Okay.
skills, time to this product. Sometimes do something, but are not do not work, and stop doing anything at some point. Yes, it's hard to make to motivate them to show like everything is fine, like everything works. We will try in another way, or when people see they are not able to like to achieve like the best results which we see in really cool games, they get sad again. It's hard to how to say it's hard to understand when you are fresh in game dev the things which you see like on store shop, like a Steam shop, you like it's really professional developers work on it, not just like for half of a year or maybe 2 years. It's like many years experience inside this product, and people which don't understand such things or not used to or first time bumped with it, they just drop the game development or this idea or anything, just no, it doesn't work, let's not try even more.
Yeah, because
So
because they forget that everyone started somewhere, right? So
yes, yes, sometimes it's, like language skills the same, like at the start, at the beginning of your learning,
yeah,
you literally every word is massive obstacle for you.
true,
You
true,
even
true, true,
like
true,
you can't do anything at all. The same in programming, developing.
true,
You
true.
can't do anything and you get
You just
upset
have to
when you see
realize
like
that you have to go through the hard process of achieving the knowledge.
yes, you have to work every day
True, true,
super
true.
hard,
It's constant upgrade
constant
for your
developer, yes,
skills. Yeah.
yes,
Okay. 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 I think that's we discussed a lot of topics.
yes,
We
yes.
actually discussed a lot of topics, and I'm very thankful and honored that you joined for today's episode. Let us ask the audience here if they have any more questions. I will wait 1 or 2 minutes. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know if you, ladies and gentlemen, have any more questions. Let me know. And if not, then it will be a closing time for us today. Let me know. Let me know. Bármilyen más kérdés, hölgyek, urak? Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? Bármilyen más kérdés? Bármilyen más kérdés? Okay, I think that people are quiet now. It's late on my end, so
Okay,
it's understandable, but they are lurking, but they will be able to ask in the Discord as well if they miss some
yes.
questions. So yeah, I will need some of your more minutes after the stream is closing, but for those who are watching our interview, even in this live stream version, or will be watching back the VOD or the YouTube version or the TikTok clips, thank you for being here. And Aleksey, I'm very thankful and very honored that you joined us for today's episode. I cannot wait to play your game. And actually, I hope that we will meet in other interviews as well in the future. And yeah, thank you, everyone who joined us
Thank you very
for the
much
day.
for
And
your
don't
input.
forget to try out the demo and don't compare it to Portal, okay? That's today's main message. Try out
Thank
the
you very
game.
much
Bye
for
bye, everyone.
everything.
Bye bye.